Imagine walking into a room full of people talking, everyone eager to be heard, voices overlapping, opinions clashing. Now imagine one person sitting quietly, observing, not rushing to speak, just taking everything in. That person holds more power than anyone else in the room. Why? Because while others are busy filling the air with words, that person is absorbing, understanding, and waiting for the right moment. In life, we are taught that success belongs to those who speak up, who push forward, who make themselves known. But the truth is, the ones who master silence are the ones who gain the greatest wisdom, attract the best opportunities, and move through life with clarity and purpose. Staying silent is not about weakness. It is about control. It is about knowing when to listen, when to wait, and when to let things come naturally. Today, I want to share with you why silence is your greatest strength, how it can transform the way you see the world, and how it can bring everything you desire straight to you. The power of silence is real. And once you understand it, you will never see the world the same way again. Silence is power in a world that never stops talking. The ability to remain silent is an underrated strength. Everyone is in a rush to express opinions, prove a point, or make themselves heard. But true power lies in restraint, in the ability to observe, listen, and process before reacting. Silence is not weakness, it is control. It is the quiet force that allows a person to move with precision rather than desperation. When a person is silent, they naturally become more observant. They see things that others miss. They notice patterns. They hear what is not being said just as much as what is spoken. In every conversation, there are words, and then there is intent. The person who masters silence can read between the lines, picking up on the real emotions, motivations, and unspoken truths that exist in every situation. They become more perceptive, more in tune with the reality around them, and in turn, they make better decisions. In contrast, those who constantly speak without thinking lose this advantage. They give away their thoughts before they have fully understood them. They reveal their emotions too soon. They react instead of responding. When a person speaks too much, they invite unnecessary challenges, expose their weaknesses, and sometimes even ruin opportunities that could have worked in their favor. Silence, however, is a shield. It allows a person to maintain an air of mystery, to remain unpredictable, and to control how much others truly know about them. The less people know, the less they can use against you. History has shown time and time again that those who wield power effectively are often the ones who speak the least. They do not waste words. They choose their moments wisely. They allow others to talk themselves into mistakes while they sit back, analyze, and make the right move at the right time. The greatest leaders, strategists, and thinkers throughout time have understood the importance of silence. They have used it to command respect, to study their enemies, and to position themselves where they need to be. There is also another aspect of silence that is often overlooked. Silence is a tool for growth. When a person is always talking, they leave no room to learn. Learning happens in the moments of quiet, in the moments of listening. The wisest individuals are those who know how to absorb information, how to take in different perspectives, and how to refine their understanding before they contribute to a conversation. The person who listens more and speaks less gains knowledge faster than the person who always feels the need to have an answer for everything. Beyond the external benefit, silence is also a form of self-discipline. It teaches patience. It teaches emotional control. There are times in life when emotions run high, when frustration, anger, or excitement push a person to react impulsively. But those who understand the power of silence know that their first reaction is not always the best reaction. They give themselves the space to think. They allow emotions to settle before making decisions. This ability alone separates those who succeed from those who fail. There is power in being comfortable with silence. Many people feel an urgency to fill the space with words. because silence makes them uncomfortable. But those who have mastered it know that silence can make others uneasy, and they use that discomfort to their advantage. In negotiations, in leadership, in any interaction where influence is involved, silence forces the other person to reveal more. It shifts the balance of control. Those who are uncomfortable with silence tend to talk more than they should, giving away information they did not intend to. But the person who remains silent controls the tempo of the conversation. They dictate when words are necessary and when they are not. This power extends beyond just personal interactions. In every aspect of life, from business to relationships to personal growth, silence is a strategic tool. It allows a person to process information clearly, to think before they act, and to maintain an inner stability that cannot be easily shaken. In a world where everyone is constantly trying to be heard, the one who stays silent stands out. They move differently, they operate with precision, and they command respect without demanding it. Silence also builds resilience. It teaches a person how to be comfortable in their own thoughts, how to sit with their ideas without rushing to external validation. Many people speak just to fill the void, to get approval, or to seek reassurance. But when a person understands the power of silence, they no longer need that. They become self-sufficient, confident in their own understanding without needing to constantly express it. This kind of internal stability is what creates strong individuals, people who are not easily swayed by opinion or pressure. In the modern world, where distractions are endless, where conversations happen at the speed of light, and where attention spans have become shorter than ever, silence is an even greater advantage. It is the difference between reacting to the noise and cutting through it. The person who controls their silence controls their energy. They do not waste time on unnecessary debates. They do not allow themselves to be drained by meaningless arguments. They choose where to invest their words, their thoughts, and their actions. Silence is not about doing nothing. It is about moving with purpose. It is about knowing when to speak and when to hold back. It is about using observation, patience, and timing to gain an edge in every situation. Those who truly understand the power of silence do not need to announce it. They do not need to prove themselves with words. Their actions, their presence, and their results speak for them. In a world full of noise, silence is the real power. Patience brings clarity. In a world that constantly demands quick decisions, instant reactions, and immediate gratification, patience has become a rare virtue. Most people act before they think, speak before they understand, and move before they are ready. But true wisdom comes to those who are willing to wait, to let things unfold naturally, and to trust that time will reveal the right answers. Clarity is not something that can be forced. It is something that emerges when the mind is calm, when emotions are under control, and when a person allows themselves the space to truly see a situation for what it is rather than what they want it to be. When people lack patience, they make choices based on temporary emotions. Anger, excitement, frustration, and fear all cloud judgment. A person who reacts too quickly often finds themselves regretting their words, their actions, or the path they chose. But when someone embraces patience, they give themselves time to separate their emotions from reality. They allow the storm to pass before making a decision, ensuring that what they do is not based on a fleeting feeling, but on real understanding. This is where clarity comes in. The mind, when not rushed, naturally organizes information. It filters out the unnecessary noise, bringing the most important details into focus. Patience also allows time for hidden truths to come to light. Many situations in life are not as they appear at first glance. What seems urgent may not be important. What seems like a loss may actually be a blessing in disguise. What seems like an opportunity may turn out to be a distraction. People who act impulsively often miss these deeper layers of reality. They commit to things too soon, trust people too quickly, or invest in something without seeing the full picture. But those who are patient understand that time has a way of exposing what is real and what is false. They do not rush into anything blindly. They wait, they observe, and they allow life to reveal the truth before making their move. Patience is not about inaction. It is about controlled action. It is about knowing when to move and when to wait. The best decisions are made when the mind is settled, when there is no internal conflict, and when a person can see all sides of a situation clearly. This clarity cannot be achieved through force. It requires stillness. It requires trust. It requires the ability to resist the urge to react just because the world expects a quick answer. The most successful people are not those who move the fastest, but those who move with the most certainty. They know that rushing leads to mistakes, while patience leads to precision. There is also an element of self-discipline in patience. It requires a person to control their impulses, to resist the urge to seek instant gratification, and to focus on long-term success rather than short-term rewards. Many people fail not because they lack talent, intelligence, or ability, but because they lack patience. They give up too soon, they expect immediate results, and when they do not see progress right away, they abandon their path. But those who understand the power of patience know that growth takes time. They do not rush their journey. They stay committed, knowing that clarity and success will come when the time is right. Clarity also extends to relationships. Many conflicts arise because people do not take the time to truly understand each other. Misunderstandings happen because words are taken at face value rather than examined with patience. People assume, judge, and react without giving themselves the opportunity to see the full picture. But when a person approaches relationships with patience, they listen more than they speak. They allow space for deeper conversations, for real emotions to surface, and for understanding to develop naturally. This not only prevents unnecessary conflict, but also builds stronger connections. The best relationships are not rushed. They are built over time, through trust, through patience, and through the willingness to see each other clearly. Even in personal growth, patience is essential. Many people expect change to happen overnight. They want instant mastery, instant confidence, instant transformation. But real change does not work that way. Growth happens in layers. It requires consistency, effort, and most of all, time. A person who lacks patience will become frustrated when they do not see immediate results. They will abandon their efforts too soon, believing that they have failed, when in reality, they simply did not give themselves enough time. But those who understand that clarity and progress come through patience will continue to work, knowing that every small step is bringing them closer to their goal. The ability to wait without frustration is one of the greatest strengths a person can develop. It is not easy. The world constantly pushes people to move fast, to do more, to keep up, but those who rush often find themselves lost, making decisions that lead them in circles rather than forward. Patience, on the other hand, allows a person to move with purpose. It gives them the ability to see beyond the moment, to understand the bigger picture, and to trust that if they stay committed, the right opportunities, the right answers, and the right path will reveal themselves in time. You said actions speak louder than words. In a world where people constantly talk about their dreams, their plans, and their ambitions, it is easy to get caught up in the noise. Everyone has something to say, but very few are actually doing the work to back up their words. Talking is easy. It requires no effort, no discipline, and no real commitment. Action, on the other hand, demands sacrifice, consistency, and a willingness to push through even when motivation fades. The difference between those who succeed and those who remain stuck is not their ability to speak, but their ability to act. When a person focuses on action rather than words, they naturally stand out. People pay attention to results, not promises. Anyone can say they are going to do something great, but only a few prove it through their dedication and effort. Those who spend too much time talking often fall into the trap of believing that words alone will create progress. They mistake conversation for movement. But the truth is, no amount of talking can replace the power of actually doing the work. When someone commits to action, they build something real. They gain experience, they develop skills, and they produce results that cannot be ignored. There is also a level of discipline that comes with letting action speak. It requires a person to resist the urge to seek validation through words. Many people feel the need to announce their goals, to gain approval before they even begin. But those who truly understand the power of action know that results speak for themselves. They do not waste energy convincing others of what they are capable of. They prove it through what they do. The quiet worker, the one who stays consistent, who does not seek applause but instead focuses on the process, is the one who ultimately rises above the rest. Taking action also builds confidence in a way that words never can. Confidence is not something that comes from repeating affirmations or telling people about future plans. Real confidence is built through experience, through struggle, through doing the hard work that others avoid. Every small step forward reinforces the belief that progress is possible. Every challenge overcome adds to a person's inner strength. Words may offer temporary motivation, but only action creates lasting self-belief. The person who commits to action does not need to rely on external encouragement, because their progress becomes their own proof of what they are capable of. In contrast, those who rely on words often find themselves stuck in a cycle of hesitation. They talk about what they want to do, they get excited about possibilities, but when the time comes to take action, they hesitate. They become paralyzed by doubt, by fear, by the realization that real work is much harder than simply discussing ideas. Words alone create an illusion of progress, a false sense of accomplishment. But when no real steps are taken, time passes and nothing changes. The person who only talks about success watches years go by with no real movement toward their goals. Meanwhile, the one who quietly takes action, even in small ways, steadily builds momentum and eventually achieves what once seemed impossible. There is also a power in allowing others to see results before they hear explanations. When a person takes consistent action, their work becomes undeniable. They do not need to persuade people to believe in them because their progress speaks for itself. This is true in every area of life, whether in business, fitness, relationships, or personal growth. The person who delivers results commands respect without asking for it. Their success is a reflection of their effort, not their words. Another aspect of action is its ability to inspire others in a way that words never can. When people see someone truly dedicated, working relentlessly toward their goals, they feel the impact of that energy. They are moved by results, by transformation, by the undeniable proof that effort leads to achievement. Inspiration does not come from someone talking about what they are going to do. It comes from witnessing someone actually doing it. The most powerful leaders, the most respected individuals, are not those who talk the most, but those who consistently show up, do the work, and lead by example. Action also creates opportunities that words cannot. Many people believe that if they talk enough about their dreams, the right doors will open for them. But opportunities are not given to those who only talk. They are given to those who demonstrate their ability through action. The world rewards those who take initiative, who prove themselves through effort, who show they are serious through their consistency. A person who is known for taking action will always be given more chances than someone who is only known for making promises. When a person shifts their focus from speaking to doing, they change the way they are perceived. They no longer need to explain themselves because their results make it clear who they are. They do not need to convince others of their potential because they prove it every single day through their effort. People trust those who deliver, who follow through, who make things happen instead of just talking about it. Action builds credibility, and credibility creates influence. The ability to act rather than speak is what separates those who dream from those who achieve. It is what turns potential into reality. It is what makes the difference between those who look back on their lives with regret and those who look back with pride. The most successful individuals are not necessarily the most talented or the most intelligent. They are the ones who take consistent action, who understand that progress is made through effort, not words. The power of action is undeniable. It shapes a person's future, builds their character, and ultimately determines their success. Silence allows observation. In a world full of noise where everyone is eager to share their opinions, express their thoughts, and prove their point, the ability to stay silent and simply observe is a rare but powerful skill. Most people believe that speaking gives them control, but true power comes from understanding, and understanding is only possible through careful observation. The ones who talk the most often miss the most, while those who listen, watch, and take in the details gain an advantage that others do not even realize exists. When a person remains silent, they create space to truly see what is happening around them. Most conversations are not just about words, they are about tone, body language, and the emotions that lie beneath the surface. People reveal their true intentions not through what they say, but through how they act. When someone is too focused on speaking, they miss these subtle cues. They become blind to the reality of a situation because they are too busy trying to make themselves heard. But when a person stays silent, they notice the little things. How someone hesitates before answering a question. How their expression changes when a certain topic is brought up. How their energy shifts in different situations. These small details tell a much bigger story than words ever could. Silence also creates an opportunity to learn. Every moment offers a lesson, but only those who are patient enough to observe will gain wisdom from it. People who constantly speak often assume they already know everything they need to know. But those who stay quiet and watch understand that there is always more to learn. Whether it is in business, relationships, or personal growth, the ones who rise to the top are the ones who pay attention. They study people, they analyze situations, and they gather information before making a move. This gives them a strategic advantage, allowing them to navigate challenges with clarity and make decisions based on facts rather than assumptions. Beyond learning, observation through silence also prevents unnecessary mistakes. When people rush into situations without fully understanding them, they often make errors they could have avoided. Speaking too soon, acting without enough information, or reacting impulsively are all ways in which people create problems for themselves. But when someone takes the time to observe first, they gain a clear picture of what is happening before making a decision. They see what works and what does not. They recognize patterns, anticipate outcomes, and position themselves in the best possible way. This patience and awareness lead to better choices, fewer regrets, and greater success. Another powerful aspect of silence is the way it changes how others perceive a person. When someone is constantly talking, people begin to tune them out. Their words lose value because they are always available. But when a person speaks less and observes more, their words carry more weight when they finally do speak. Silence creates presence. It makes people curious, it makes them listen more attentively, and it commands respect. The most influential people are not the ones who speak the most, they are the ones who choose their words carefully. They let their silence build anticipation, making their insights more impactful when they finally share them. Observation through silence also strengthens relationships. Many conflicts arise not because of what is said, but because of what is not understood. When people truly pay attention to each other, without interrupting, without assuming, Without rushing to respond, they develop a deeper understanding. They see beyond the surface and recognize what the other person is truly feeling. This allows for stronger connections, better communication, and fewer misunderstandings. When a person listens more than they speak, they become someone that others trust. They create an environment where people feel heard, where emotions are acknowledged, and where solutions can be found without unnecessary tension. In professional settings, silence is a key tool for influence and leadership. The most powerful leaders do not waste their words. They listen to their team, they study the competition, and they analyze situations before making decisions. They do not react emotionally to challenges. They observe, process, and respond with intention. This makes them more effective, more respected, and more capable of handling high-pressure situations with confidence. A leader who speaks too much loses credibility, but a leader who listens explicitly, pains the most, doesn't act like the most, but listens to what people say. Listen to what people say. Even in personal development, silence plays a crucial role. A person who is always speaking never has time to reflect. They become consumed by external noise, unable to hear their own thoughts, unable to understand their own emotions. But when someone takes the time to sit in silence, they gain clarity, they recognize their patterns, they see where they need to grow, and they become more aware of their strengths and weaknesses. Observation allows self-improvement because it gives a person the opportunity to truly see themselves without distraction. Silence is not emptiness. It is a tool for growth, for understanding, and for gaining an advantage in life. It allows a person to see what others miss, to learn what others ignore, and to act with precision rather than impulse. The world belongs to those who know when to stay silent, when to observe, and when to make their move. Patience attracts opportunities. In a world that glorifies speed, instant gratification, and immediate success, patience has become an underrated skill. Everyone wants results now. People want to be successful quickly, to achieve their dreams overnight, and to see progress without putting in the time. But the truth is, nothing of real value comes instantly. The people who truly achieve greatness understand that patience is not just about waiting, it is about preparing, trusting the process, and allowing opportunities to come naturally when the time is right. Most people do not realize that rushing toward something can often push it further away. When someone is desperate for results, they tend to force situations, make impulsive decisions, and chase after things that are not meant for them. This creates frustration, unnecessary stress, and even failure. But when a person remains patient, they allow things to unfold in the way they are supposed to. They do not chase opportunities. They prepare themselves so that when the right one comes, they are ready to receive it. A seed does not grow into a tree overnight. It takes time, care, and the right conditions. The same is true for opportunities in life. The person who plants their efforts with patience will eventually see their rewards bloom. Patience is not about doing nothing. It is an active state of trust and preparation. When someone is patient, they do not sit around waiting for life to happen to them. They use the time to improve themselves. They sharpen their skills, expand their knowledge, and build their foundation. They understand that every great achievement requires a period of growth before it is fully realized. If a person wants a better job, they do not just apply and hope. They spend time developing their expertise. If someone wants financial success, they do not expect wealth overnight. They focus on smart investments, strategic moves, and long-term consistency. Those who succeed are the ones who embrace the waiting period as an essential part of their journey. Opportunities often come when a person least expects them, but only if they have prepared for them in advance. Many people miss out on life-changing chances because they were too impatient to wait for the right moment. They took shortcuts, settled for less, or gave up too soon. But those who understand patience know that the best things happen at the right time. The universe works in alignment with those who trust the process. When someone focuses on becoming the best version of themselves instead of chasing every opportunity, the right doors open without force. Another reason patience attracts opportunities is because it allows a person to develop resilience. Impatience often leads to frustration, and frustration leads to giving up. Many people never reach their goals, not because they are not talented, but because they lack the patience to endure the struggles that come before success. The journey toward anything worthwhile is filled with obstacles, delays, and setbacks. But those who have patience push through those difficulties, understanding that every delay is not a denial but a test of endurance. Those who do not give up, who keep showing up, who trust that their time will come, are the ones who eventually get what they have been working for. Patience also builds confidence. When someone is in a rush, they often feel anxious, doubtful, and uncertain. They compare themselves to others who seem to be moving faster, and they lose faith in their own path. But when a person embraces patience, they develop trust in themselves and in the timing of their journey. They know that just because something has not happened yet does not mean it will never happen. This mindset eliminates stress and allows them to move forward with peace, knowing that every effort they put in is bringing them closer to their goal. Another powerful aspect of patience is the way it attracts the right kind of success. Many people chase after quick results, but in doing so, they often end up with things that are not truly fulfilling. A rushed relationship can lead to heartbreak. A quick money scheme can lead to financial ruin. A shortcut in career growth can lead to regret. But when a person is patient, they attract opportunities that are aligned with their true purpose. They do not settle for what is available right now. They wait for what is best for them in the long run. This leads to deeper satisfaction, greater success, and a life that feels truly meaningful. Patience also allows a person to recognize opportunities when they arrive. When someone is in a hurry, they often overlook the small openings that could lead to something great. They are so focused on what they do not have that they miss what is right in front of them. But a patient person sees things differently. They pay attention. They notice patterns. They see potential where others see nothing, and they take advantage of chances that others ignore. This ability to recognize and seize the right opportunity is what sets successful people apart from the rest. Patience is one of the most powerful forces in life. It is not about waiting idly, but about trusting, preparing, and allowing things to unfold as they should. The right opportunities come to those who are willing to wait, who focus on growth instead of speed, and who understand that everything happens when it is meant to. Those who learn to master patience master the ability to attract the best things in life without chasing them. Silence creates inner clarity. In a world that constantly demands attention, where distractions are endless, and where people are bombarded with information every second, finding clarity can feel impossible. Most people go through life reacting to everything around them, never taking the time to step back and truly understand what they want, where they are headed, or what matters most. But silence has a way of cutting through the noise, allowing a person to see things for what they really are. When everything else is stripped away, when the distractions fade, and when the mind is allowed to settle, the truth becomes clear. Many people mistake silence for emptiness, but it is the exact opposite. Silence is full of answers, full of realizations, and full of insight. It is in silence that the greatest ideas are born, where solutions to problems appear, and where a person gains a deeper understanding of themselves. When someone is constantly engaged in conversation, consumed by social media, or distracted by the opinions of others, their mind becomes cluttered. They lose touch with their own thoughts, their own intuition, and their own purpose. But when they take time to be still, to embrace silence, they begin to reconnect with themselves. They begin to hear their inner voice, the one that gets drowned out by the world's chaos. Clarity is impossible when the mind is overwhelmed. Too much noise leads to confusion, indecision, and stress. People often feel lost not because they lack direction, but because they have too many conflicting voices pulling them in different directions. Society tells them one thing, their peers tell them another, and their fears tell them something else. In the middle of all this, they forget to ask themselves what they truly want. But when they step into silence, everything becomes simple. The unnecessary thoughts fade, and what really matters rises to the surface. Silence strips away the distractions, leaving only the truth. One of the greatest benefits of silence is the way it helps with decision-making. Many people struggle with choices because their minds are too busy. They overthink, they analyze too much, and they get stuck. Silence is not emptiness, nor is it weakness. It is the foundation of wisdom, the source of clarity, and the path to true power. In a world that moves fast, where everyone is desperate to be heard, those who learn to be still, to listen, to observe, and to wait with patience will always find themselves ahead. Silence allows you to see beyond the noise, to recognize opportunities that others overlook, and to move with precision rather than impulse. It gives you control over yourself, over your decisions, and over the way life unfolds before you. Everything you want, understanding, success, wisdom, and even the right moments, comes naturally when you embrace silence. When you stop chasing, stop forcing, and start trusting the process, life begins to align in ways you never expected. The greatest thinkers, the most powerful leaders, and the most successful individuals understand this truth. They do not rush. They do not speak just to fill the silence. They allow things to come to them, knowing that real power is not in how loudly you speak, but in how deeply you